Welcome to Looking at Legal Stuff. Today we have 6 hearings in a case with a couple where the wife has filed for contempt because her ex-husband is 4 months behind in paying the final year of spousal support payments and he owes her over $5,000. The husband claims that when their divorce was finalized, he was making a lot more money than he is now, and that since then he's also had 3 surgeries and he was in a car accident, so he hasn't been working nearly as much. He says his income is half of what it used to be, and he's even drained his 401k trying to pay her. But he's made no motions to change or reduce the payments, and he didn't even let his ex-wife know he couldn't pay. What does the commissioner think of his excuses? Let's find out.
I've got number 4, Kimberly Hansen and Timothy Hansen. Do I have you folks with me?
Yes.
Do I have Kimberly Hansen? Don't hear from anyone. You might be muted.
So can you hear me now? You can hear me now?
Yes, I can. Are you Kimberly?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, folks. So this is 17-300-28208. Ms. Hansen filed a motion for contempt. And what it sounds like to me in reviewing this, and again, a case with a long history, and I'm just stepping in, so please correct me if my understanding is incorrect in any way. There's a past due spousal support owed dating back to March of 2023. And it sounds to me like it may have started when Ms. Hansen changed banks, gave that new banking information to Mr. Hansen, and no payments have been made since. So I'll start with you, Ms. Hansen. Is that your understanding of why we're here today?
Yes.
Okay. Have you received any spousal support payments since March?
No.
Right. Mr. Hansen, what can you tell me?
When we agreed to spousal support back in 2018, when we had our divorce, I was making a substantial amount of income greater than I do now. I was able to draw from my 401k that I had left after our divorce to pay the first 4 years of spousal support to the amount of $60,000. And this last year, I've had I haven't worked at the elevator since April 12th of 2019. I've had 3 major surgeries, 2 hip surgeries and a knee surgery. I'm working now on a limited basis. My income right now, I've worked 72 days this year. My income is $30,000. Using half of that income to pay my last year of spousal support is going to be really, really difficult. On the 27th of May, I was in a car accident where I got rear-ended. It totaled my truck. They paid off my truck. I go 2 times to the chiropractor and 1 time to massage therapy a week, and it's not getting much better. My hope is that I will.
Did any of these things happen in March of 2023 when you stopped making payments?
Just my lack of employment.
When did your employment end?
My employment ended at the elevator in April of 2019, prior to my surgeries.
Right. So that's what I'm asking trying to get at is you still were paying. The allegation is you stopped in March of 2023. What was the impetus for that change? You paid. So let me put it another way. You were able to pay even though you weren't working. You were still paying 2019, 20, et cetera.
Correct.
What happened in March of 2023 that resulted in you not paying moving forward?
In January of 2023, I had no 401k money left. I had exhausted all of that to make payments. And then when I did receive my income tax return, I made a February payment because I had a little bit of extra money.
Okay.
But then I've been limited income.
So did you communicate this information to Ms. Hanson?
I did not. We do not communicate together.
Okay. Did you file a motion with the court to change your spousal support?
Not.
Okay. So all I can do today, because I do see that the petition for dissolution that still is in effect was signed in 2019. Nothing has been filed since asking for that order to change. That does require $1,250 of support every month until respondent reaches age 65 in February of 2024. So, sir, certainly I don't feel as though I have any option but to find you in contempt of the court's order. You've made no, except for showing up here today and giving me oral testimony about things that have happened. I have no evidence to support those statements. I don't have any requests from you to change support. Do you have any payments that could get you up to speed today? Essentially, could you cure your contempt in short order?
What I would ask for is to make a one-time lump sum payment by the end of the year to cover the whole years that I'm missing. I expect to get some type of settlement through this accident that I was in. They're asking me now to give a pain and suffering amount, and I've never done that before, so I'm not sure how that even entails. But by the end of the year, I could be completely paid for the year.
Okay. Ma'am, is that anything that you are wanting to accept? And you don't have to. I'm just asking you because he brought it up.
I mean, I'd rather not. I've already taken draws out of my retirement money. I also would like to say that I keep hearing that he's working longshore work. So I don't know where he comes with he's not working.
Okay. Sir, are you working right now?
I work when it's every day at 3 o'clock. I find out if I'm working or not. I have not worked since last Thursday.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will sign the contempt order. I will find that you have willfully failed to comply with a court's order that is in effect. We're going to set a review hearing for 30 days out. That's going to be August 16 at 9 a.m. That's going to be on our family law pro se a docket Zoom like you're doing today. And if at that time you have not made some efforts to start paying on this matter, we're going to start discussing other tools that the court has with regard to compliance on this order. Okay. And then, ma'am, I just want to confirm you had a $260 filing fee for this. Is that correct?
Yes, but I didn't have to pay it.
Okay, I'll strike that out then.
Okay.
Okay, we'll strike that out. I'll initial that strike through. Let me make sure I took that out and in the other place too. There we go. Okay, so I'll see you folks back here on August 16th. We'll review compliance and see what you're able to do by then, sir, okay? Something is better than nothing is what I will tell you for that hearing. Okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you both.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, back to Kimberly Hanson and Timothy Hanson. This is number 1 on our docket, 17-300-28208. What we are here for by my notes is review on compliance. I did issue and sign last time we were together on July 19th an order on contempt, excuse me. I did also state at that hearing that I wanted to have some payments be reinitiated before today's review date. So first, Mr. Hansen, let me ask you what progress you've been able to make.
I made a payment right after our first court, and I'm able to make a payment today.
Okay.
I still haven't our last meeting.
Okay. And then how much did you make after the first court date? What was the payment amount?
$1,250.
Okay. And then what's the amount you're expecting to pay today or shortly around today? Same.
$1,250.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Hansen, let me turn it over to you. I had already signed the contempt order for the past due support of $5,000. What are you asking of the court today, or would you like to simply set a new review date to make sure these payments continue?
I'm happy with getting the payments started back up. I would like the past 5 months caught up, you know, and not have to wait till the end of the year.
Yeah, I think that we talked about that last time is because what is the monthly obligation, the current, not the past due, but the current monthly each month?
$1,250.
Okay. So, sir, what it sounds like to me is that you're back in compliance on your monthly payments, which is good. I understand money can be tight, but the contempt order I signed in July was for $5,000 of back payments. And we need to see some progress on payments above and beyond just keeping current. We need to see payments on that contempt order, which right now is standing at $5,000. So what can you tell me about your ability to make payment on the $5,000?
Well, we're still working without a contract, and we're supposed to vote on that on the 23rd. There's a lot of employers that are afraid to start work up in case there's a lockout. And so if in fact we agree to the contract on the 23rd, there will be a retro check that I will be able to catch up on all the past due.
And that's next August 23rd, next week.
Yeah, but I don't know how long it'll take to get the check.
Right, understood. This would be my proposal. Please stay current on your monthly amounts.
Okay.
I want to set this out 2 weeks to August 30th, which will be just after that vote occurs, so
Right.
that we can touch base about how likely it is we're going to see payment on that back support come in. Okay, Ms. Hansen, what I'll tell you is if we're together on August 30th, that'll be at 9 a.m. again, same link, and we're not seeing progress or at least a promise to pay, the court will consider additional sanctions on the contempt motion.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Hansen, do the best you can. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for staying current on your monthly support. And we'll see you back on August 30th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
All right. Thank you both.
The last thing I have is Kim and Tim Hansen, and I know I just muted Mr. Hansen. Let me unmute him. Sir, if you could hear me, if you can press *6 on your keyboard.
I can hear you.
Thank you. See if I can get him back unmuted again. I had to mute it because we were getting a bunch of feedback. So there we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So this is Hansen and Hansen 17-3-28208. And it looked to me like, again, I apologize. I'm coming in covering today. Our commissioner's out. There was an order on contempt that required some things. This was on 2 weeks ago. It was set today to see if there was a new contract in place and if any payments had been made. So where are we at?
I made the August payment. It wasn't on time because I only worked 6 days in August. The Longshore Division is very slow due to the fact that we just settled our contract and a lot of employees did not want work started in case there was a walkout. and the Panama Canal drought has got about 600 ships stalled trying to get through. I'll be able to make the September payment, and due to the fact that the contract has been settled, I will be getting a retro check that I'll be able to catch up on all the payments due.
So the contract has been signed at this point?
We voted on it on the 23rd, and it was ratified and passed, and there's a question as to how long it will take to get the retro pay, but they're saying less than 60 days.
Okay. All right. So, and you did make the August payment?
Yes, I did. And I will be able to make September's payment also.
All right. Ms. Hanson, have you seen that payment yet?
I saw an August 2nd payment.
Okay. So it sounds like we may have a solution to the problem.
Well, the problem,
Yes, sir.
one of the problems is that he's just got back from Alaska for 10 days on vacation. People are calling me, telling me all the different things that he's doing, and it's hard for me to have to keep getting into my retirement money because he's not making payments. So as long as he keeps the payments up, I'll handle it.
Okay. So here's my thought. When would you be making that next payment, sir? For September?
I get paid on Friday.
Okay.
The 6 days that I worked this month will cover, I get paid on Friday. So I can make another payment for September.
We want to take a look at this in a week, make sure that's happening.
Sure.
Ms. Hanson?
Maybe if we set it over 2 weeks, I'll get the retro. I don't know how soon that's going to happen.
Ms. Hanson, how would you like to go on that?
2 weeks would be fine.
The 6th? Okay, let's review it next week, and then we'll see where you're at, and maybe you'll have more information on the retro, and we can set a review out for that.
Is the 6 weeks though?
The 6th is 1 week. The 13th would be 2 weeks.
Can we go 2 weeks?
Sure.
Okay.
So let's go to the 13th, and that'd be at 9 o'clock. Same docket, same process. And sir, if you can get the payment for September made on time when you get paid, and either make the retro or get some solid information as to timing on that, then that'll probably get us a long ways towards getting this resolved.
Right. I'm hoping that the retro will cover all the way till the end of the year. So it'll be paid ahead.
That will probably make everybody happy.
I think so.
Okay.
Ready, done.
Okay. So you should see a payment. It sounds like Friday or first of the week, ma'am. And then we'll see you back in 2 weeks and we'll talk about the retro.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have Kimberly Hanson and Timothy Hanson. This is 17-3-0028208. Let me just get into that docket quickly. I see Mr. Hanson present. Do I have Kimberly Hanson?
Yes, I'm here.
There you are. Okay, great. Okay, well, we've been here a few times, sometimes with me, sometimes with a different judicial officer. We are still looking at that primarily past due spousal support. When you were back in front of Judge Basher on August 30th, it sounded like Mr. Hanson, you were going to be making a payment on Friday, and you were still talking about the retroactive funds based on some work issues. What can you tell me at this time? Mr. Hanson? Mr. Hanson, can you hear the court? I assume that the Tim on our Zoom screen is Tim Hanson. Mr. Hanson, can you hear the court? Okay, I'm gonna shoot Mr. Hanson a message here through Zoom. You cannot hear the court. Okay, I'm gonna type another message that please work on fixing audio and we will recall your case. Okay, Ms. Hanson, we'll come back to your case, all right?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, hold on, he's connecting to audio. Let's see if this fixes it. Mr. Hanson, can you hear the court?
I can now, thank you.
Okay. So on this case, what I was saying previously is I had signed an order on contempt back in July for past spousal support. You've had 2 review hearings, one with me and one with a different judicial officer, and we're still kind of waiting on status of that retroactive payment. So what can you tell us?
I just received our retro schedule from our recently approved contract. On October 2nd, I will be getting a retro check that will cover the raise on the contract from July 22 to July 23. And then on Friday, November 3rd, I will be getting a retro check to cover July of 23 through the previous date now. So that will be enough to cover the $5,000 that I'm back on. I made August payment and I made September payment, and I can make October payment prior to the retro check, or I can cover everything when I get that check.
Ms. Hanson, let me turn it over to you to ask how you would like to proceed. This isn't quite what I was hoping for today, but this is your life and your case. So are you wait to see if those payments come in October 2 and November 3, or what is your request of the court?
I would rather have it paid before those dates. I keep hearing about all these things that trips he's taking and a new boat, and it's hard when I've had to take on a part-time job to try and pay my bill. So I would rather that be paid before that. And it's also 5 months, not 4 months of back pay. It's March through July. So it's $6,250.
Yeah. So the original, when you filed the original contempt order, you filled in March to June,
right,
for $5,000. So are you indicating there's now an extra month, June to July?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you, let me make sure I don't think I have anything new from you for that extra month. I'll just double check my orders here. No, I don't. So,
well, when I it was June, and so I couldn't really, because I hadn't if he was going to come through, and he didn't.
Right.
He's in August.
Yep. So we've got the $5,000 order. If there's the June to July for another $1,000 that has not paid, please file a new contempt hearing order for the extra $1,000. We'll review that when we're back together on this case. I will very much be entertaining interest on these payments because, Mr. Hanson, I do feel as though we're getting a little bit of runaround from you about getting this retroactive money paid. This has been requested and ordered for many, many months. And every time we're together, you tell us that, oh, next week or the next week or the next week. And that I can understand Ms. Hanson's frustration. So I will give you a new date, but it will include additional interest on this money because it is not fair that she's had to wait this long for it.
Is there any way I can give you my work schedule? I didn't work last week. I'm on a job today that I had to replace on because you have to replace or show up. The week before I had a 2-day job. I'm not getting a check this week. I'll get a check next week. How can I send you evidence showing that work is very slow? Is there a way I can send that to the Superior Court to show you that I'm not working?
Well, sir, so a couple things, and I understand that handling these cases without an attorney can be difficult. But all I can go on is your decree of dissolution and what was ordered that you pay. So if you believe that you can no longer pay that money, you could file certain requests in this court to reduce those payments. But what I am currently working off of is the court's requirement and order that you pay that amount of money every single month. So I can only look at, have you paid it or have you not paid it?
Right, not the reason. You can't look at the reason I haven't paid it.
No, I have an order signed by a judge in this county saying he has to pay this money, and you have not applied. You have not applied for any excuse for making those payments. You have not applied for any modification for making those payments. You just come here and tell us you're going to pay them, and then it still doesn't happen. So I will do a last set over on this to. You said on October 2nd, you're getting retroactive money?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll set this to October 4. That docket's open, correct? Yes. That's going to be October 4 at 9 a.m. Couple things I want to see. I want to see that a significant, if not all, of the retroactive money has been paid. Ms. Hanson, also, before that time, please file with the court and on Mr. Hanson your request for the additional month, the June to July contempt period. Okay. Leave open the interest on that amount. I will be awarding interest based on how long this has taken, and we'll reassess this case on the 4th. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
So when does contempt come into play? Like you just wait and wait and wait and
he's already in contempt, but the only other thing I can do is throw him into jail. And right now that's not going to help you get your money when he's working and expecting these checks. So unfortunately, as he probably heard me tell someone else, if we get to October 4th and those retro monies aren't paid, then I probably will be appointing a lawyer to you and we will be contemplating jail, and that helps no one. But that's the last tool we have in our toolbox. So I'm really imploring you, Mr. Hanson, this is important. These are court orders. This is important to Mrs. Hanson. My hands are tied when a judge tells you need to do something and then you fail to do it, or you fail to file a motion stating why you can't do it. Okay, so we'll see you back on October 4th.
okay. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you so much. This is 17-300-28208. Kimberly Hanson and Timothy Hanson. Do I have Mr. Hanson present?
Oh, no.
Oh. Did Mr. Hanson speak? I'm just looking at who's on my list.
Oh, you did.
Oh, hold on just one second.
It's you.
Oh, Mr. Lawrence, you logged off and I was just saying, I think that's my last case with you, so.
Yeah, yes, it is. I'm sorry. I got real quick on the button there.
No problem. Thanks for checking back in.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, so did I see Timothy Hanson? Okay. So Ms. Hanson, let me just get into the digital file here. This is your original motion for contempt. Mr. Hanson has been given multiple opportunities to come into compliance. We signed the order finding contempt on July 19. And then we've had 1, 2, 3 review hearings.
Sorry.
Okay, Ms. Hanson, you did, since our last review hearing, you did file documentation that he paid in August of 2023, but that July of 2023 was not paid. You're still owed $1,250 from July. Still, I believe, have not been paid from March to June. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So he is not here. He did yesterday drop off a document with the court. I am going to have the clerk put this in to the digital file. So I'm just going to read it out loud to you, unless, did he give you a copy of this letter?
No.
Okay. It says, to whom it may concern, due to many unforeseen circumstances, I have missed 4 monthly court-ordered spousal payments to my ex-wife, Kimberly Hanson. Those unforeseen circumstances include lack of work due to contract negotiations between ILWU and the PMA. The contract has been settled and retroactive pay will be issued the pay period of October 24. I will pay all past due support plus interest as soon as the funds are in my possession. In addition to the above mentioned circumstance, I was involved in a pretty severe automobile accident on July 25th, where I was rear-ended while stopped at 40 miles an hour. I'm currently dealing with the bodily injury caused by this accident, as well as the fact that there are now even more limitations where employment is concerned. He has a segment, I don't think I'm going to read it out loud since we're live streaming, but it involves some health problems that his brother is experiencing in the hospital. He has started the process to petition the court to review support in the future as to reflect the rather large change in my financial circumstances since the original final divorce order. Once again, I assure you Kim will have her money the same day I receive it. I am sincerely apologetic for tying up the court's time in this matter. He is not here. This is the letter. I'll hand it back to the clerk for filing. What would be your request of the court today? I certainly understand you take a lot of time out of your day to come back to court for this. So what are you asking of the court today?
Well, I'm just frustrated that he has gotten away with it, because he gets away with everything for 40 years. I watched him do that. He also went on a fishing trip for 10 days to Alaska for around the 1st of August. And I've watched him do that for 20 years in our marriage too. And I know how much it costs. And I also know how physically trying it is to go fishing on a fishing boat for 10 days. So him saying his wreck and all that, it's whatever. I don't know what else we can do, but I know by the time that he got thrown in jail, it'd be past October 24th, probably.
Yeah, so, your original motion in order for contempt did not request a jail sanction, so he wouldn't. We would need, you actually clicked does not apply on the jail time request. So, you know, I did find contempt. I ordered the back payment.
And how does interest work on the back payments? How do you calculate that?
So I'm looking at the contempt order, and you did not put in a say requesting interest. You left the interest column blank.
Yeah, because we thought it was going to just be 1 month and not.
Yeah. So what I would recommend at this point, I think probably the best path forward is I can certainly set a new date for review of this to after Well, he says he's getting paid October 24th. We could set it 3 weeks out to the 25th, but you might want to consider filing a new motion in order for contempt that includes interest in case this keeps going. You're also welcome to then request in that motion jail time for failure to pay.
I'm really not interested in that. You know, I have 3 daughters that also, I don't want them to be affected by their relationship they're trying to have with him. And so
you want to well, so let's set this for October 25th and see where we're at. But why don't you at least resubmit with the interest request then?
Okay.
And is it just that piece of it?
And is it just that piece of it? When I went up to the court to file the extra month, the guy had me filling out all the paperwork from the very beginning. And it really was just so which part do I need to fill out or submit?
So you would be, my understanding is you'd be filling out a new motion in order to show cause for contempt.
For the whole thing?
That's I'm looking at the clerk just to make sure I'm right. Want her to do it as an amended. Yeah. Yeah, why don't you do this, ma'am? Could she just do her original, take a copy of her original contempt motion and file it as amended with the interest inclusion?
Yeah.
No, I think we'll just set it to the review date. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. I always like to get permission from the clerks because they run the show here. So what I would recommend you do is just take your original motion and your proposed order that you filed back on or about July 19. And you'll see a column that says interest next to the $5,000 of past support that you asked for. Fill in that interest section and oh, go ahead. So fill in the interest section and then up top, just call the contempt order and motion an amended order and motion.
Okay.
And then make sure you serve him with it. So it needs to be served on him, just like the original motion and order. And then I will set this for October 25th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And then at that time, we'll do 2 things. We will review his payment from the original contempt order. And then I will hear any request you have to amend your original motion in order to include interest.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then by that time, if he doesn't show, at least, file proof of service on me. So I know that he has a heads up that you're requesting interest. So even if he's not here, we can move forward on that issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see, 25th. Yes. Okay. Thanks for your help on that.
So I went and checked my bank account the 1st of October and there was no support payment in there yet.
Okay.
So what if he doesn't pay? I know we paid August, September.
Okay.
So if October, and then I've got to refile for October or.
Right. And that is the frustrating part with some of these monthly support contempt orders. But yes, you would file a brand new.
Like I did for July.
Say that again.
Like I did for July, just sent you new. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. It's a totally separate standalone contempt order for each month.
Right.
That doesn't happen. Or some people wait 3 months and they do a contempt order for 3 months. It's really your preference on that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, hang in there. We'll see you back.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Let me first call the case of Kimberly Hansen and Timothy Hansen. Do I still have Allie Claypool with us? I'm looking through the Zoom list. I don't see. Do I have Allie Claypool? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and call this matter 17-300-28208. Kimberly Hansen, Timothy Hansen. I had this on for review For a contempt motion, we were following up on payments. I received a message from a woman named Allie Claypool here via Zoom stating that the support obligation has been satisfied and neither party would be in attendance today. I'm not going to make a finding of that because I don't know who this individual is and if that is in fact true. But what I will do is just strike this matter from our calendar. Ms. Hanson certainly can re-note if she needs to down the road. Okay. Then let me also ask before I